It's God's commitment to my journey of forgiveness that proves his love for me. I hate to think where I would be if I didn't surrender to forgiveness. I think forgiveness for me and some of my family has been a tough road. I'm 43 years old. My dad was in my life for about 15 to 17 of those years, and that was intermittent at best. My dad exited my life when I was 13 years old. Showed up at my mom's apartment and said, "I'm headed to Washington, the state of the Pacific Northwest." And that was the last time I saw him up until I was about 20, 21 years old. I actually sought after him. I had joined the Navy. I was doing poorly in college and thought, I'm going to try to find my dad. And, some people said, why? I don't know. Because why not? And 1987, found an address, and it was 2 hours from where I was in the Navy. I went down there, and I went with a bunch of my Navy buddies, and the only thing I could talk about was punching him. He has no idea the hurt that I had. Forgive me? Are you kidding me? He never came to me and said he was sorry. Ever. Ever. I don't have any fun memories of my father when I was a child. I really don't. No Christmases, no birthdays. I know it may be sad and it may be tough to hear, but I don't. I can't bring up an idea or a scenario of happiness. But obviously there was something in him that he did give me, and that was a heart. And I really believe that was the bond. That was the happiness that I was too young to understand. But when I first saw him after all those years with a new family, it was enough for me to say, you know what? I'm old enough to understand that he is doing the right thing. He did pull his life together. And I was able to forgive him on a really just a superficial, really, the term definition of forgiveness, really. That's how I was able to forgive him. That was definitely my first step at forgiving my father. And I got a call from California from a lady telling me that she knew my dad and he wasn't doing so well. Flew out there. I spent the last month of my dad's life with him. We did finally have a talk with each other, and my little brother was there, and he did say he was sorry for everything he had done. He said he was sorry for not being the father, and he had hoped that we would forgive him. All those years I thought I forgave him, and people close to me would say, "You haven't really forgiven him." They saw it, but I didn't. I have. I have. That last week of May and the entire month of June that I spent with him, it took that month for me to totally understand forgiveness. And I do forgive him. He tried. He just didn't know how to do it with his own sons. At his funeral, I led the funeral, if you will. And I was able to make it public to over 100 people who were standing there that I had been baptized, and that's what allowed me to stand up there in front of them today to honor my father. And I really believe that is what allows me to really understand forgiveness. It is God in my heart. I can honestly say now that I forgive him, and I forgave him before he passed away, and he knew that I had forgiven him. Solely from my heart, I had forgiven him.